doesn't really work. I'll leave it running. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Or I could just turn my fan off. Instead of trying to use AI. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Sounds good. Free Steam FPS games.
The term free-to-play is often...
Oh. I don't have my thing set up right.
associated with the most popular games out today, especially in the guise of multiplayer and its sizable communities. But the terms free and free-to-play are generally interchangeable. In fact, if you go on Steam, you'll see both tags, free-to-play and free. Free-to-play often comes with the lure of a free-to-download and play formula, while adding in payment options as you go along. And it seems to be the dominant formula in today's form of a free game. As for me, I grew up with a lot of games that were quite literally free, especially in the realm of shooters like Xonotic, Assault Cube, Urban Terror, Open Arena, and many others, where you could download and not worry about paying a dime. I went through most of the available FPS games available.
Oh, that reminds me, I gotta download the Oculus Steam Link app. Quest 2 desktop app. Hello?
On Steam that are free, and some being free to play. But in this video, I will be bringing up more lesser known shooters on the Steam page that I think that are worth your time, since that's all it asks for. Number 1, AWOL, a slow-paced tactical shooter made using the build engine, or more specifically the eDuke 32 source port, which is a modified version of it. Its gameplay is slower than your usual build engine games like Duke Nukem 3D or Blood, but it's a game with some gunplay feedback that's pretty nice, along with some genuinely impressive level design and sprite work. The AI, however, is something that could be improved upon, but you could say that for just about any build engine game really. Definitely check this one out if you're looking for a retro-inspired tactical-based shooter. Number 2, Banana Shooter. You'll generally find lots of games like this that often have a simple but addicting gameplay style, even though it's more or less like a meme on the surface. This game harkens back to the older days of arena shooters, fitted with a minimalistic setting and premise, along with the polished feel of dashing, double jumping, grapple hook, and rocket jumping. The game rewards you for your efforts to kill the enemy player, with upgrades that you get to keep as long as you are alive. It's more or less a meme type of game, so keep that in mind. But if you're in the mood to collect bananas in a Quake-like shooter, then check this one out. Number 3, Bone Dust. For anyone that's played Neon White, this may also be somewhat familiar, at least in the sense of using cards. Well, Bone Dust takes the form of an arena shooter that also encompasses bullet hell elements. You play as a magician that uses her playing cards as a weapon, going up against hordes of enemies and hoping for the best. Graphically, it is along the lines of a 2000s 3D game, with a mishmash of weird enemy designs and vibrant colours. But if you want something like Neon White, but more streamlined and free, then this is one worth having a look at. Number 4, Chaos. Games like this are something that I can appreciate. Not necessarily having to be something unique, but something that is both fun and a reminder that a game only needs to be just that, fun and simplistic in design. This game does so, but in the guise of a fast-paced multiplayer shooter with a ton of weapons and destructible environments. It has 3 different game modes, and also AI for those that don't have the best connection and struggle to find players. Either way, there's still some fun to be had in the chaos that is this game. Number 5, The Creature of Chaos. Okay, now from a first glance, this definitely takes me back further in time, but in a good way of course. It's an early access free shooter that has a number of things going for it, like its retro aesthetic, 3 different modes, campaign, arcade, and most importantly, its custom map mode that lets you generate a map and create your own levels. Part of this game's identity too is its procedural level nature, meaning that each playthrough will be different. If you want a more structured experience though, then this may not be for you. In any event, it's free, so what's the harm in trying it? Number 6, Gore Free. This is a game that may appear somewhat familiar to those that have played something like Cruelty Squad, something that is abstract in both its gameplay loop and presentation. Gore Free is a game that describes itself as an abstract shooter, and it shows from its appearance alone. The premise is simple. You play as an arcane warrior sent to liberate a castle. The only catch is that you have one chance to get the job done, making this a permadeath game. Now, while I hate permadeath games personally, the experience is short enough that I can ignore the fact. If you're looking for games that try to be more experimental in both its visual presentation and gameplay ideas, then this is a game worth having a look at. Speaking of minimalistic or abstract, Maze is a game that provides a short and sweet experience that is also randomized. Your character gives the level and its enemies the run and gun treatment. Its graphics present a very limited but simplistic color palette along with its low poly based models shown on the screen. There's potential for something bigger with a game like this, but what's already there is still worth checking out. Number 8, Neon Boost. Personally, I generally hate platformers for the most part with some exceptions, and I hate 3D ones even more. But Neon Boost is a game that I'll still recommend on the virtue of having an appealing aesthetic and a ton of content for something that is pretty much free. It's described as a first-person platformer incorporating rocket jumping or wall running. The main incentive is to get the fastest time possible for each level, about 72 of them to be exact, along with 3 different worlds that share them. If you're looking for a different change of perspective besides the usual 2D platformers that you have, then Neon Boost should be one of your stops. Number 9, Warfork. Here we have one of the few arena shooters that I remembered playing when I was younger. Although it was originally known as Warsaw, a fork of it would eventually be released, known as Warfork, which expanded on what the other game had already done. If you've played Quake, then it's pretty much the same deal, like most of the arena shooters released from the 2000s to the early 2010s. The art style may be something you may or may not like, but it's something that's not exactly the most important thing. In fact, people have been ignoring that aspect since Quake 1. Warfork is one that I would highly recommend, especially if you like Diabolical or other arena shooters like Zonotic. Number 10, OMFG, 1 Million Fatal Guns. Looting in shooters was something not often done, at least in the case of Diablo's way of doing it, where you're constantly getting loot. But Borderlands took the idea of loot-based gameplay and applied it to guns in an FPS, and this game here more or less goes with the same kind of idea. It combines roguelike and action-packed gameplay, where you get a different experience each time, assisted by the different possibilities of weapon names and stats. The weapons have a variety of interesting properties too depending on the weapons that you obtain, encouraging multiple playthroughs for the optimal experience. Have a look at this game if you're looking for a gun looter shooter. Number 11, a Winker shooter. A shooter that looks more or less like a polished prototype at first glance, but its charm grows on you pretty quickly and you find that there's more to it than it seems. You have a pistol with infinite ammo and you need to escape the Winker facility. and these angry faces with cyanide pills for bodies are out to put a stop to it. It's a very short game though, but one with a lot of passion and room for exploration. There is also a sequel, and I'm definitely keeping my eye out for that one. Number 12, Priest Simulator Heavy Duty. For anyone that saw the movie Dead Alive where the priest kicks ass for the Lord, well, this game allows you to do that, but with even more powers and chaos at your disposal. This game is like a free dish before trying out the paid version known as Priest Simulator, but what's here gives you enough entertainment for a few hours to explore and experiment with the game's sandbox. It's also a game that's better explored than explained further, so I would recommend trying it out and seeing it for yourself. Number 13, Project Crypt. Now this one was a bit of a dig to find, because at the time I was actually looking for GZ Doom mods that utilize 3D models like the mod Total Chaos. Project Crypt is one such game that does so, and honestly it's really impressive given the fact that it used the GZ Doom engine to do so. An engine that is normally used for sprite-based projects. It's a game with a setting somewhat similar to Cry of Fear, another fantastic horror game that I would recommend checking out if you're a fan of Resident Evil or Silent Hill. This game, in a way, feels like a lower budget version of that game, but not necessarily in a bad way though. The technical achievement alone for making a 3D game out of GZ Doom is something to appreciate with this game, and the visuals, while extremely dated, give off an early 2000s feel that resonates with me. If you're looking for more GZ Doom based games, then this is another one to install. Number 4, Scorch. Like platformers, I also hate stealth games, with some exceptions. But Scorch was another game that I found appealing due to its 40s and 50s setting, a setting not often explored in the shooter genre. The noir-esque story and the visuals go hand in hand, with an added emphasis on the use of shadows, as you sneak your way throughout each level. It has combat, but you're not meant to be direct. The focus is to take action discreetly, while obtaining evidence and moving on with the next level. I would recommend it if you're looking for more stealth-oriented games. Number 15, and finally, we have Shrine 1 and Shrine 2. These two games were built with GZ Doom, but coats itself in with an Eldritch-inspired world. I would even say that it's kind of like the Doom guy having visions from the Necronomicon, and then being transported into a twisted reality where his skin has changed, and so have the variety of weapons with some amazing sprite work, on top of the enemies and the environments that have also gotten the same amount of detail. The first Shrine is like Doom 1, and the second game is like Doom 2, where it expands on what was done before, but providing more content, new weapons, and monsters to fight. And they're completely free, quality single-player experiences powered by the GZ Doom engine, the source of so many amazing mods for Doom. The developer Scumhead has also made Vomitorium, which is similar to these two games, but Vomitorium is a paid one, but I would still recommend buying it anyway. And then there's Lycanthorn 2 Reign of Beasts, which is also made in GZ Doom, but features a Castlevania-like setting with a large open world to explore, enemies and boss battles, and other characters so that you can recruit and play as them. And that's it for this one. A lot of these games bounce from single player to multiplayer, and some of them are even categorized as free to play. But the main motivation behind this video was to bring to light a few games that aren't as well known compared to their more popular counterparts. In saying that, the quality between them all does differ, and more often than not, games with a lot more time and effort are made with the goal to sell it. Games like this, however, are not only made out of passion, but without the concern or care of trying to make money out of it, and that the satisfaction of completing the project and receiving positive feedback was good enough for them. There are plenty of more free games that I've discovered, but I'll save them for another video while I work on a few other things. Hopefully you find a game worth playing on here. Thank you for...
It's that time of the month again. I get to talk about balls with our long-term sponsorship, Manscaped.com. Ladies and gentlemen, by now, you know about Manscaped and you know about the Performance Package 4.0. But for those people who are blessed enough to come here for the first time, it comes with the Lawnmower 4.0, LEDs and all, skin-safe technology. And Manscaped wanted me to remind you, you want to bring this along with the Performance Package 4, because summer's coming. And if anything helps you work on your beach bod without any worries, it's the Lawnmower 4.0. The Performance Package also comes with the Crop Preserver, which is an anti-chafing ball deodorant moisturizer that'll keep those gonads fresh, feeling fresh during the summer days when it gets all sweaty out there. And when you are sweating, you got the Crop Reviver, which is a little spritz you put down in your balls, and it feels like a tropical breeze down there all of a sudden. But of course, you've also got the Weed Whacker 2.0. You got those weird nose hairs? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it will help you clean up, especially when you're out on the beach. The Weed Whacker 2.0 comes with a powerful 7,000 RPM motor, and of course with an improved steel blade system. It is an absolute upgrade over the 1.0 iteration. It's cordless, rechargeable, and has a battery of up to 45 minutes of runtime, so you can really think about all of your nose hairs and grooming specialities with time to spare. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, you also get 2 free gifts with the Performance Package 4.0. And of course, if you go to manscaped.com, you can get 20% off plus free international shipping when you use our promo code SOG at checkout. That's 20% off plus free international shipping with promo code SOG at manscaped.com. Remember, summer's around the corner, and when you're hitting the beach, pool, or hanging out with your boys, you'll feel confident and ready to take on the world with an absolutely groomed body. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get to the video. The first video game console ever released was the Magnavox Odyssey, ladies and gentlemen. Imagine playing Pong inside your house on the big screen. Big for the time, of course. Magnavox Odyssey itself is also another system, like many video game consoles, that has an emulator as well, ladies and gentlemen. You want to play and simulate the Odyssey in your house? You absolutely can. And ladies and gentlemen, even a system like this came with cartridges. Well, actually, at the time, they called them circuit boards. They were actually designed to manipulate the machine's signal path. The actual game graphics would literally just be like overlays you would tape onto your television and call it a day. Ladies and gentlemen, since then, multiple other video game consoles have come out. Consoles from Nintendo, then Sony, Sega, Xbox, you name it. And a lot of these systems have had different forms of physical, media. For instance, Nintendo and Sega used to have the days of cartridges. Then Sony ended up working and designing the CD format, the CDR format, which had 700 megabytes of content that you could store at the time. This blew video games beyond just having simpler graphics, all the way to having grand stories, amazing music tracks, CGI, so on and so forth. One of the best examples for this is Metal Gear Solid, Final Fantasy VII, so on and so forth. Games that at the time released upon
enforcement, and we could start talking about trespassing.
But this is a public
Sir, I'm not
street.
getting in this. This is a private event that you are uninvited. It's that simple.
Is there a permit for this event?
Sir, there is a permit, and this is a private event.
Okay.
Any ticket is revocable. Please step over here. I'm going to see you out.
All right. All right.
No line, right? It is no go at any point in time. Don't look at me. Let's go. Come on. Please walk over here, sir.
Okay. All right.
I'm asking you to leave, right? And if you don't, I can go get local law enforcement, and we can start talking about trespassing.
But this is a public
Sir, I'm not
street.
getting in this. This is a private event that you are uninvited. It's that simple.
Is there a permit for this event?
Sir, there is a permit, and this is a private event.
Okay.
Any ticket is revocable. Please step over here. I'm going to see you out.
All right. All right.
No line, right? It is no go at any point in time. Don't look at me. Let's go. Come on. Please walk over here, sir.
Okay. All right.
I'm asking you to leave, right? And if you don't, I can go get local law enforcement, and we can start talking about trespassing.
But this is a public
Sir, I'm not
street.
getting in this. This is a private event that you are uninvited. It's that simple.
Is there a permit for this event?
Sir, there is a permit, and this is a private event.
Okay.
Any ticket is revocable. Please step over here. I'm going to see you out.
All right. All right.
No line, right? It is no go at any point in time. Don't look at me. Let's go. Come on. Please walk over here, sir.
Okay. All right.
I'm asking you to leave, right? And if you don't, I can go get local law enforcement, and we can start talking about trespassing.
But this is a public
Sir, I'm not
street.
getting in this. This is a private event that you are uninvited. It's that simple.
Is there a permit for this event?
Sir, there is a permit, and this is a private event.
Okay.
Any ticket is revocable. Please step over here. I'm going to see you out.
All right. All right.
No line, right? It is no go at any point in time. Don't look at me. Let's go. Come on. Please walk over here, sir.
Okay. All right.
I'm asking you to leave, right? And if you don't, I can go get local law enforcement.
on multiple different discs. Then, of course, the PlayStation 2 era, Xbox, GameCube era came in, where consoles had DVD drives. 4.7 gigabytes of space. Again, blowing up the massive amount of video game graphics that we would have, the stories that we could tell, and the spaces that our players could enjoy. Then, of course, we had the Blu-ray era with the Xbox 360, not the 360.
Oh, wait. We're on PlayStation 3. It's a Blu-ray disc. Dual layered, too.
The PlayStation 3 and so on. Games would jump up and have 25, 50, sometimes up to 100 gigs now with Ultra Blu-ray to play around with. See, physical media is important, and that's the crux of today's video. There's a strange, weird campaign nowadays where I feel like gamers are being gaslit by companies, other stupid gamers, into believing that physical media is nothing more than a digital license that allows you to play a game. Dumbass, you still have to install and download the game from the internet. Day one patches make the game playable. We're going to read a couple of takes that I want to dismantle and destroy today. I want this video to stand the test of time. See, one of my favorite videos in recent history is from The Completionist, when he actually backed up the entire 3DS Wii U library. I think acts like that when it comes to game preservation is important. Look, game preservation is like the hardest thing imaginable. You know, movies, music, a lot of that stuff can be backed up very easily. Video games with digital rights management, the fact that some games don't even ship on a disc, Halo Infinite, I'm looking at you, is a shockingly bad future that I don't want to exist in gaming. Nowadays, with most modern gaming systems, we have the Xbox Series S and the PlayStation 5 Digital Edition, two mainstream consoles that don't even have disc capabilities. So again, I want to just preface this by saying right now, when you take away people's options for physical media, okay, media that you can buy and sell and share around, and only allow people to buy from the Xbox Digital Store and the PlayStation Digital Store, well, all of a sudden, your competition on finding deals, owning your video games, gets thrown out the goddamn window. One person says discs are e-waste. Yeah, anything digital can or physical can be e-waste. You know that old graphic card could be e-waste. Old consoles could be e-waste. Yeah, I would actually say the discs are a little less wasteful than entire blocks of hardware. But then again, you know, if you want to talk about being environmentally fucking friendly, then maybe we should stop gaming altogether and contributing to the death of our planet, right? Like if that's how far we want to go. Do you remember Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5? Day one patch made the game playable. If you remember, Pro Skater 5 was actually panned by people on YouTube, news media, so on and so forth, for basically putting the demo on a disc and requiring people to download the game with a patch. Anytime games do this, it makes the rounds on news. Companies get shamed for this behavior. Those games don't necessarily sell all that well because of the negative attention too. Just because one game does it doesn't mean the vast 99% of physical games out there don't actually run day one out of the box. There are things known as certifications for these video games. They have to be playable from the start screen to the credit screen for certain console manufacturers to even allow selling a physical copy. Nobody is going to let you sell a physical copy that doesn't work without the internet, without you straight up putting on the box requires internet, or requires a download, requires a persistent connection. Games like Star Wars Jedi Survivor, I would have bought on PS5. I really would have. But the fact that the box says requires internet, because yes, you do have to download the rest of the game through the PlayStation servers or Xbox servers, made me just buy the game on PC anyways. If I couldn't own a physical copy to preserve, why the fuck would I buy it on the console anyways? Might as well just get it on my PC. Games don't run off discs. Stop the bus. Yeah, games don't run off the disc. They install off of the disc, Einstein. I thought this was common knowledge. I game on PC. What is a disc? And if we're talking ownership, there's no more perfect way to own a game than a cracked DRM-free version on an SSD. You literally own it at that point. Yeah, except DRM, if you're cracking it, can be against the law in certain cases, and sometimes it's not even the actual possibility. There are tons of games that are left uncracked. Just because a game exists doesn't mean a crack is going to exist necessarily. There are games like Left Alive, a shitty game, but it's still uncracked, meaning the only way to preserve that game is to have it on the PS4 anyways. It's a shitty game, don't get me wrong, but it's a great example of telling people that not everything is cracked, okay? It's just not the case. What people need to realize is that games today rarely are on the disc anymore. What you have on the disc is your license. Yes, most games are actually stored on the disc as well. You can try this for yourself. If you have a PlayStation or an Xbox right now, actually disconnect the Wi-Fi or the Ethernet cable. Put your console into offline mode. Make sure it doesn't have an internet connection whatsoever. Then go grab a disc of your choice, the ones that don't say require internet or a download, stick that into your console and watch it actually install from the disc onto the local hard drive.
And none of this is entirely absent from newer systems like the PS5 or the Xbox Series X. In fact, Demon's Souls, the PS5 version, I installed directly onto the PS5, no internet connection whatsoever, and immediately started playing after it was ready to play, meaning a significant portion of the game data was copied onto the disc, and as you played, the remainder of the game would install in the background. Again, this varies depending on what you play, but as long as that disc doesn't have an internet requirement plastered onto the front, you're fine. And generally, that is a very apparent identifier on the physical media, if it requires internet or persistent internet connection to play. Now, of course, it's, again, a game, most single-player titles work like this anyways.
And for anybody wondering, I game on PC, what is a disc? Yeah, optical media on PC died a long time ago. It's a shame, personally, if you ask me. Again, I would love to own my PC games as well, too. But given the fact on PC, an open platform, having multiple different storefronts like Steam, GOG, Epic Games, so on and so forth, allows us different competition and a bounty of sales to dip into. With something you can't do on consoles. You can't do multiple different game stores on the Xbox or PlayStation. You are literally at the mercy of whatever Microsoft or Sony wants to hand you out as a deal. Now, this person says when it comes to a disc, companies can revoke that privilege. No, I actually buy a lot of games before release date anyways. Never once have I ever used it on a system, Xbox included, PlayStation included, where the companies have rejected me from playing a game before release if I own the disc. The disc can be played completely offline without ever touching Sony servers or Xbox servers.
From what I understand, too, this is very evident in the fact that when I played Resident Evil 4 Remake, I recorded the whole playthrough, uploaded it in one shot. Do you actually believe I recorded that on day of? I don't have connections like game reviewers to these companies and get early access. I actually buy physical copies of these games earlier through distributors, and then I install them offline onto my PlayStation 5, record the playthrough, and then upload it. I've done this with Final Fantasy, I've done this with, Spider-Man, I've done this with plenty of games, played them well before release, okay? I can count on like 2 fingers how many games I've ever received from like gaming companies early, digitally, that I was allowed to play before the game before the game launched.
Now, of course, recently when it came to like games like Starfield, there was a bit of kerfuffle thrown around where apparently it will not include a physical disc. From what I understand, Starfield will include a physical disc for the standard edition, not the collector's edition. Why gaming companies are deciding to take away physical copies from collector's editions that cost hundreds of dollars now is beyond me, okay? I don't know. Now, of course, ladies and gentlemen, I want to get into why physical media matters. Now, a while back, we actually looked at the Xbox, which, when the Xbox...
Coolest, most interesting, and or worst gadgets we can possibly get our hands on. And oh boy, is Temu full of weird gadgets. Alright, here's one. Rechargeable long-range laser pointer for night hiking. Dude, if this is really, okay, it says it's like insanely strong. This like seems like one of those things that you get in trouble with if you use the wrong way. But I am a responsible adult who would definitely not do anything illicit with a laser pointer. You know what? I have looked the same. The style has not evolved. The kids are leaving me in the dust. It's time to up my style quota by buying a wig on this Mother's Day sale. All right, I'm going silver gray on my hair. Whoa. Hand touchable Palm Lightning sound speaker, music Tesla coil. So we did a Tesla coil on Mystery Tech 3 or 4 years ago. It was kind of cool. It looked a lot jankier than this. For $37, I'm down to play with some electricity and potentially get thunder shocked. Oh no, no, no! Black technology to stop snoring. Excuse me? What? Intelligent snore arrestor, snoring suppressor, magnet double pulse. You put this on your chin and it makes you stop snoring by shocking you. What the? I gotta stop doing this to myself. Eyebrow stamp stencil kit. What the hell is this? Foldable mini washing machine? A $33 portable washing machine so you can wash your underwear and socks separately. This actually seems like it might be kind of cool. Robot wireless speaker. $13 portable little robot dude. I mean, it's probably not gonna sound very good, but it's really cute. It looks like an old Mac. All right, my friends, we've got a cart full of weird and wacky gadgets from Temu. So let's give it a few weeks for this stuff to actually show up and see if any of it is any good. Boy, we've got a beautiful looking box here with a very clear instruction to not open. Are they calling me out here? Do not open? Like it's like taunting me. All right, let's see what we've got. Oh boy, it's a lot of stuff. Okay, so first off, we have the Psy G15 with detachable domineering monster ear.
You could complete the package.
What's the package? Okay, oh good lord, what? Oh, I forgot I ordered this.
You're about to look like a Final Fantasy character.
I think I am, because, good lord, that is, this is a wig, in case you're curious. This is a, oh my goodness, wig. All right, I'm about to become beautiful. Wow, that's... Oh, good lord, these are the ears.
Craig Federighi about to give us the halftime report.
All right, so which way should my ears go? Do ears go spiky side out or like ooh side in? So a problem I will immediately say that I've tried with some of these really cheap headsets, they've got on this little splitter, the aux and the USB, but for this laptop, it's too far away because the aux is on this side and the USB is on this side, so I can only do one at a time. I'll look like a DJ. Here we go. I'll just pretend to be typing things.
Okay, that's not allowed.
What? 2012 was fun, man. Those headphones sound very mid. Oh! No, not the lobster shoes! I want them lobster shoes on my feet, man! No! I don't know why I ordered these things. I do this to myself. You know what? They're just a couple happy little guys. Oh, they're even bumpy! I normally would wear socks and sandals, but because you Linus-loving perverts are out there, I'm instead gonna take my socks off.
Oh, man.
If you've ever wanted the cutting edge and lobster-themed attire, then these are clearly the shoes for you. I'm not sure what this is this.
Those are headlights that go on Crocs or other slippers.
Oh my god. Here, how about I just hold it on the toe? Oh my god. That's gonna be the WikiFeed screenshot of the day.
I do not want the toe headlights.
Well, you know what? We don't always get what we want in life, but sometimes we do. Fingerprint padlock, don't need a key. Lock-picking lawyer, your match has been made. So this is a very high-quality padlock that is a self-developed chip, fingerprint unlock in under a second, USB rechargeable, and Morse code for emergency. It is quite heavy, I will say, which is what a padlock should be. The fact that this is not centered is unbelievably irritating. Middle, fingerprint sensor. How the hell did it know my fingerprint? I teach you my fingerprint, like you would set up like Touch ID or something. Okay, good, green is done. Okay, I will say this setup process is actually very straightforward and makes sense. All right, let's see if I can unlock it. Okay, so that works.
Okay, toss it to me. So in theory...
Oh, it turned red!
Yep, splashing red.
Okay, and then...
Hey.
Oh, this actually works.
Wow.
I will still say though, it feels cheapy, right? So if you were buying this to protect anything serious, you could take a pair of bolt cutters or whatever and rip this thing apart in no time. Okay, we've got a menagerie of Phone-related accessories. We've got a 200 times smartphone microscope. Then we're also gonna pair that with a 36 times telephoto lens and a 150 millimeter f-scope. What's an f-scope? So we'll start with the telephoto lens. So it does come with a little tripod.
That's actually very adorable.
It's like legitimately like a decent little tripod. And then we've got ourselves a little phone mount too. This is actually like a proper little kit. Like I was expecting nonsense.
It should be. That is the most expensive thing we bought.
How much was my telephoto camera?
$45.
$45? That's actually not that unreasonable. Oh, so actually, that's like legitimately kind of cute. So we're gonna attach this here.
So you're doing it wrong.
Oh, what? That's never happened. I've never done anything wrong. strong a day in my life.
It's on the box. Look at the box.
Oh, what? So and zoom in on the back of the set.
That looks so funny on your phone. Austin Creeper Evans out here.
With the hair and everything.
You want to be in a YouTube video? All right, I'm gonna look at the back of the set. Okay, so there's the little scale. Can I get that in focus? Oh, I can get it in focus. Oh, actually, wait a minute. Honestly, this is a little bit of a vibe. So, for reference, you can see where this is. Watch how far away it is. That's how far away it is. This thing is legitimately pretty neat. So it definitely has a minimum focus distance of like 20 damn feet, but it does work. It's a little finicky, it's a little hard to actually use. You need to rely on the tripod, and the weight of it does this. So, I mean, I've tightened it down almost more than I feel like I should. It might start to crack for too much longer. This is really neat though, like legitimately really fun. Okay, so this is a microscope. Now, as with I think all of the things I've got here, they don't need like apps or anything. They should just work with my phone. I will say I used a microscope like this a long time ago, but it wasn't for phones. It was actually like a USB microscope, which is neat for mystery tech. I think I just clipped this on. I really don't think there's anything to it.
I'm gonna give you something too.
Whoa! The ocean and the stars in your eyes. 3D Wow. We're gonna start recording. Okay, so I'm gonna get closer and closer. Whoa! That's actually kind of cool.
Bro, I gave you a whole...
Oh, you mean like to actually open it? Oh, I'm gonna do the box first. It looks all blurry and everything, right? But as soon as you get nice and close, look at the detail. Error more, error less, error right. I have no idea. This quicksand painting. Oh, look at that! Oh, neat. Wow. This is a beautiful piece of art. It's somehow too far away. I think because there's that layer of glass, the optics are meant to be like literally right on top of something. What else can I show? Let's look at Roboraptor incredibly closely. Wow.
Is he made of Nokia phones?
No, he's got like all these like veins in his eyes I've never noticed. Look at that. Honestly, these kind of things work surprisingly well. Me and Mr. Monkey Boy need to figure out what is inside this F-scope. What do we got here? Well, something in a carrying case. What did I buy? Oh, yeah! My Ding Dong 9000! Whoa! There's so many of me! Who wants one of us when you can have all of us?
Well, you know what else you can do with that?
How many items do we have in this episode? We've got UV lights. Oh no. And this is a black light filter. We've had this couch for a long time. Let's see what we've got here.
All of the stains?
Ooh. Actually, oh, we got something. We got something. There's some stuff on this couch that looks a little suspicious. These look like bits of fuzz. All right, what is this other item? All right, laser pointer. Oh, it says right here in the box. It's in front of my face. Okay. All right, oh, this is a big boy. Oh, it's got a little lens cap. That means it's a big boy.
Oh my God.
Ready, set. Oh my God.
Oh, whoa. This is gonna probably help the hair even more.
Okay, for sure.
So this is one of those Bluetooth Zappy Tesla coil speakers.
If you're wondering why my audio sounded weird for there, that's because I'm traveling dubbing. So we've got a couple of little neon lights, and I have an electricity needle. Boy, those are words that should not go together. Don't want that.
Looks like a mini disc.
It looks dope is what it looks like. Look at that, wow. Set up the electricity needle, okay? So I'm just gonna screw that in. Okay, so everyone who's afraid of needles, this was an electric one, so it's probably even worse.
Oh. Jesus Christ! Woo!
Hit me with the beatbox, Ken. Woo!
Encore!
Yay! Dude, that thing is so cool! Now, the last thing to do here, short of being DJ Austin all day, is to actually play some music. Because if I Bluetooth to this, it'll actually play the music on.
to realize they have changed in the back of my mind. Your eyes, there ain't nowhere left to hide behind. Time no longer feel like it was when the flash froze. Every minute that I die. It didn't take too long to realize they have changed in the back of my mind. Your eyes, there ain't nowhere left to hide behind. Time no longer feel like it was when the flash froze everything before. Without you, I don't know if I could take this road. Chasing to the end of the world. Say your name once more. If I had only got it right before. Every minute that I die back in time, every single existence rewinds. Something's crooked and hidden inside your eye. All the heartaches and the scars never faded. I know you'll be by my side when we make it. Come back from the dead, back in time. Die back in time. Die back in time. Die back in time. Here's to all the mistakes I never made, all the twists and turns I'm always learned.
Just a disclaimer, I'm just a regular player like you guys, so I can't guarantee a solution. Some of these are possible fixes. Beat Together is a private server that lets you play multiplayer with Quest and PC users on your modded Beat Saber. But enable USB debugging isn't. It might be an issue.